Hello, my friends. Welcome to my program. Well, today I have just a few minutes that I want to dedicate to make a very important point. People have not seemed to internalize just how deep into fascism, authoritarian uh, country we have become. Cuba, Venezuela, we are quickly sliding into that. As I remember the stories that they used to tell me about Cuba and Venezuela, about, oh yeah, the authorities can end your existence and no one can do anything about it. Actually, they might even give a prize to the people who end your existence just because all they want you is to shut up. And I want you to take a look at this briefly and consider, because this is not just me.
If I may, I think we can debate a lot of things. I think the point here is that the government is telling us through the president and the vice president and Levitt putting I stand with ICE on all of the socials that they can kill us at any time and they can get away with it.
Oh, good Lord.
And I think if we interfere with them while they're disappearing people off the street, if we don't like them kidnapping our neighbors, if we don't like them building concentration camps, if we film them while they're doing it, then we can't do anything about it. Because this is no longer the land of the free. And if you do something about it, they will lie about you, they will lie about who you were, and this is the point that they're trying to make right now.
You know, it doesn't matter whether they can end the existence of one individual or 100 individuals. It all starts with one, and we're down to two. And the thing is that there are 32 human beings whose existence has been ended by ICE, and nothing has been done about it. There's no responsibility because there's always the, oh well, he should have listened to orders, he was too unruly, and the thing is this, that it's not true. All it is that these people are acting very human. They're saying, hey, why are you taking me? Stop resisting, pa 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 pa. And eventually, humans defend themselves, and as soon as they start defending themselves, it's a good excuse to end their existence. This is not the United States of America. This is not the land that we're supposed to be, or that all of you ran to. When you came from Cuba, you told me all these stories about the officers taking away the existence of people just because they were angry or just because they spoke against the system. Same thing from people from Venezuela. And I have similar stories from Mexico. But it's happening here now. You can rationalize, you can look for all the excuses you want. All it is that you don't want to bend your elbow and say, yes, Republicans are the bad ones, because you think that automatically Democrats will come in and communism will come into the country. But what you're not understanding is that what you were afraid of communism, you are bringing in through the Republicans. Okay? Because they tell you that, well, it's capitalism. Everybody should be able to do what they want. But yet, Walt Disney, they can't do what they want because Ron DeSantis decided for that corporation what they're going to do. Okay? Lawyers, they can no longer defend people that Trump doesn't want. And companies that have DEI, no, you can no longer do that because Trump doesn't like it. And DEI actually is one of the ways that you were able to stop nepotism. In other words, you couldn't hire somebody because he was your skin color or because he was your best friend. You had to hire somebody that had qualifications. And you couldn't all of a sudden come out and say, well, the only people that I find with qualifications are white people, because that was a lie. But now Trump says it's okay to hire unqualified people as long as they're white. Nobody's going to stop you. And this is dictating to corporations what they can and can't do. So everything that you came running here afraid from Cuba and Venezuela, you are now bringing it in yourselves. Now, I don't know, maybe the generation of Cubans that understood the difference, maybe they're no longer with us. Because this is the thing, okay? I can be loyal to you. But once you start trying to take over my wife and my children, hey, you're cut off from the reservation, buddy. Because one thing is loyalty and another thing is servitude. And the problem that we're having, and I'm talking to my friends, Cubans, Venezuelans, Mexicans, all the Hispanic community that I don't know why voted for Trump, because they don't seem to realize that Trump is bringing in the nightmare that you all came running from. And again, maybe you're second and third generation and you no longer remember how that came into your country. I remember how it got into Mexico because I studied, I read books. I didn't even have to be there when it happened. I saw the after effects and I see what's happening here. And I don't know, it just amazes me because I always thought the Cuban friends that I have had and the Venezuelan friends that I have had are people that have been studied and read, and sometimes we had difference of opinions. But when it came to listening to reason, they were always able to say, you know what, yeah, you're right. Or when they were right, they were able to say, hey, no, see, this is the way I see it. And they would present not ideologies, but facts. And this is the thing that Republicans are missing right now. They're missing facts. They cannot present a single fact. It's all dreams and hopes that they give to the people, just like Castro and Maduro were giving to the people. Oh, it's going to be so great. Oh, it's going to be so good. They're giving you the same map. And you are all still at the altar of Trump, hoping that he's actually gonna do what he promised when he hasn't. It's been years since his first term. Didn't do anything then. Now he's on his second term, on his first year, and he keeps on promising this, promising that, and then shifting the sides and moving it around. And you don't recognize Castro and Maduro from every story that I've heard from Cuba, from Venezuela, stories that I myself have heard and read from Mexico. It's the same thing. They promise people in the future this is going to happen. And I know you argue that, well, all politicians lie. Yeah, but you know what? There's a limit to the lies. You know, for example, and when Obama or what was it, Biden promised that he was going to have forgiveness for student debt. He did some of it. Congress blocked him. The Supreme Court said no. A lot of people didn't like it, and he listened. See, that's the thing. He didn't try to run over just because, hey, this is what I promised and it's got to be done. No. He said, okay, fine. Trump, that's what he's doing, because he's listening to whatever half of his brain is going on over here, but he's not listening to the rest of us when we tell him, hey, we don't want it done like that. And he said it, hey, I'm going to protect you whether you like it or not. That's not protection. That's a racket. Okay? And I do hope that this message goes out and you guys share it and see reality for what it is. Trump is actually being a dictator. And we are not in the land of the free anymore.